Hey Brandy, how you doing? Hey Jen! Hey Julie. So this is 4 different types of cannabis. It's Blue Lemon Thai, AK-47, California Hash Plant, and Bubba Kush. What you smoking on, Arlington? Super activist? Yeah, trying. I'm okay. I'm still pretty bushed from the weekend. So it was a crazy weekend out at Wild Horse Pass. Hey Brian! We stand with Alicia, guys. You need to remember, Alicia is taking on our Attorney General right now. Thank you, Brian. I stand with Alexis. Remember, Alexis is, oh, I said the name wrong earlier. Sorry. She is suing Jeff Sessions for the rights to cannabis to get him to stop his bullshit. Thanks, Brian. Brian is also a great weed warrior, guys. Keep going, my brother. Have you seen anything on the trial at this point, Brian? Have you seen anything on the Alexis trial with Sessions? I haven't looked it up yet this morning to see where everything's standing. Has anybody looked it up at this point? Let's find out then. Let's see here. I'm looking it up now too, Jennifer, to see what I can find. We might as well give an update. Oh, he hasn't made the decision yet. Okay. You know, but I will say, Judge Hellerson's openly admitted in court that marijuana does not meet one of the 3 requirements for Schedule 1 status. Awesome. Well, you know something? I would have to say in 2018 alone, I have to stand up and say thank you to a lot of our Congress and senators, because they're really looking at this cannabis issue. They're looking at releasing, people with, decriminalizing cannabis as well and getting it off the books. This is an amazing feat for us. So, I can't thank all of you guys so much, and the people are listening to us. The people we voted for are finally listening. I think it's amazing. I would have, however, would have liked to see one thing change with the Alexis thing. I would have liked to see Alexis's attorney reach out to other warriors that have treated their illnesses with cannabis and gotten that testimony on the books as well. I would have loved to see that happen. I would still love to see it happen. Because the more we get those of us that have used cannabis and those of us that have cured ourselves on the actual books, yeah, they're only going to slow us down. They're not even slowing us down anymore for the most part, because, the courts are looking in our favor now. So, I can't say I would say cannabis is God, my dear, but cannabis is from God, I believe, is a better phrasing of your statement. So, it's about damn time that people like me see the truth. And people like, our judges, our doctors. Even when I was at the racetrack this weekend, cannabis was openly acceptable. So, I think it's really neat how far it's come. I did some, networking at the track as well. But cannabis is really becoming a major thing, and I think it's amazing. It's really becoming accepted, even by those people who choose not to smoke or choose not to use edibles. They are still very accepting towards cannabis, which is amazing, and thank you, and oh God, thank you. So I am doing, because I was at the track this weekend, I'm pretty worn out and tired. I get really stiff and I hurt. So while I was at the track, I'm now doing what I call a garbage bowl. I have 4 different, it's from God, yes. There's 4 different strains in here. There is Blue Lemon Thai, AK-47, California Hash Plant, and Bubba Kush. I just basically ground it all up on my tray, right there. Mixed it up together really good because I want more of a hybrid experience. I need a little bit more cannabis, both mentally and physically, because I'm pretty wiped out from the weekend. But it was so much fun. Well, I'm not here to discuss God with you or any of that about it, so thank you. Have a great day. Yeah, it's good because I understand a fear of drugs when you don't understand them, when you don't have the education to know. I understand the fear. I was afraid before I started using cannabis. So I understand that fear. I went through cancer 3 times with no use of cannabis at all. So I was afraid, and that fear kept me from understanding and being really willing to look it up and find out the truth for myself. It really came down to my kids told me that they wanted me to look into it, that I had an opioid problem, and they would prefer to see me have a cannabis problem than an opioid problem. Oh, hi, LaShawn. So I was afraid up until about 3 years ago to use cannabis, and I never used cannabis. I didn't know that much about it. I was ignorant. And when it came down to it, I didn't oppose laws when it came to cannabis because I admitted to myself and outwardly that I was ignorant when it came to cannabis. So when my kids came to me and told me that they believed that I had an opioid problem and that it was killing them to watch me like that anymore, and that they wanted to see that change, and they thought that cannabis would be better for me. So I went to my oncologist with my kids, and my oncologist was all over it. He adored the idea. He was up and down, jumping, and he's like, you know something, you're going to be so much happier, you're going to be so healthy, you're going to have the strength, you're going to be happy. And he was right. So I understand a fear of cannabis. I really do. And that's why I became an activist. That's why I decided to show you guys that somebody that was afraid of it can get over it. And look at what it's doing for me. I'm out of bed. I mean, I can go out to places. I'm able to go out to, racetracks now. I'm able to go see people. I can't do it a lot because I really have to worry about my health. I get sick very, very easily, so I have to be careful of what I do and where I go, and I have to keep out of germs and things like that. But, yeah, cannabis has made a huge difference. So I understand the fear. What I don't understand is at one point, you hear the stories and you hear them over and over again. At some point, you have to wonder. And you have to start thinking, okay, I gotta know. And watch some of the videos, read some of the blogs. And that's what really got me into it. After my kids said something and I had a problem. I had a really bad problem. So there's a lot of people out there that are afraid to give education of cannabis a chance, especially parents with young children. They're afraid to allow that type of education, but I'm here to tell you that one of the things that I found as a parent, and just as a person in general that has a little bit of common sense, prohibition has never been successful. Alcohol, guns, any of this. Prohibition has never been successful. So, whoa, if it's an all-natural substance, I will definitely look that up. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Yeah, I was at with the Make-A-Wish Foundation and stuff this weekend with the NHRA. It was some of the stories and some of the kids I got to meet over the weekend. Oh, it was amazing. Really was. So, yeah, I'll definitely look that up. Thank you. There's another one through the racetrack. It's Shelley'sKids.org, I believe. You should check that one out. It's really, really neat, too. I really love those. They don't really have anything to do with cannabis, but they are there to help children with these types of needs. And the only reason why I say anything about this is because I talked to several of the people with the, I actually talked to quite a few people with the Make-A-Wish Foundation and gave them my business card, and they were widely, free mic, thank you, Sean. They were very, very accepting to the fact that I was terminal with cannabis, that I was a terminal cancer patient and I was using cannabis to get better. They were all about it. They were very interested. They wanted to talk to me a little bit more. So I can see some of these other bigger organizations starting to come around at some point in time as well. So really keep an eye on those and see what they do. I'm curious. So, yeah. Thank you, LaShawn. Yes, freemycure.org. Now, I'm all about, helping the children, helping the ones that need a voice. I'm all about that. Even some of the other patients that don't really know that they need a voice really need to start understanding that there's other ways out there. And cannabis is a huge thing. Absolutely. Anytime you outlaw something, it creates a black market, and that's dangerous. Very, very, very true. That's with the whole prohibition thing. One of the things that I don't like when it comes to marijuana prohibition is that with that black market that's there, is you don't know where that cannabis is coming from. You don't know what's in it. You don't know anything about it. With having to follow strict guidelines on testing cannabis and using cannabis or manufacturing, cultivating the different cannabis products in different ways is much more beneficial to medical patients. So yeah, I think that right now outlawing, this Sessions he needs to get over that fear. He needs to get a little bit of an education. He needs to start understanding that right now is a really critical point for cannabis users and cannabis prohibition or cannabis activists. Right now, we're sitting in a very volatile spot because we're looking forward at everything coming through. We are pushing because right now, if we let go and cannabis goes back to the black market, we lose every inch of footing we've ever had. So that's the worst thing that could possibly ever happen. Jeff Sessions sitting on that bench the way that he sits there, and a medical patient here in New Jersey, yeah. Not only will they kill you, it's not even that. How many times have you seen the fact that cannabis has been tainted with something, or there's mildew or mold? And if you aren't seeing it, you're not reading my blog, because it's all over the place. And right now, it's in unregulated states that they don't regulate correctly. Cannabis needs to be correctly regulated. And honestly, I believe that the way California and Washington are running it is appropriate. Heavy medical testing can prove, guys, do you really think that tobacco is what causes your cancer? Or do you think it's the carcinogens in your tobacco that causes your cancer? Think about it. It is not the natural product itself that is purified and cleaned, and you are getting a clean product that is giving people cancer. It's the carcinogens, the crap that is used to not only grow and cultivate it, but to preserve it. This is what's killing people. Yeah, yes, there is mold in the New Jersey program. There is some mold in the Arizona program. Absolutely, Brian. I absolutely agree with you. Join forces with us. Tax it. Make fucking money off of it. Clear up the damn deficit. Get this country headed back into the right place. President Trump, you're a businessman. How much money are you getting by federally taxing cannabis? Let's talk about the billions of dollars that was made throughout the states in just 2017 alone that was taxed, that the states made money on. The country didn't, but the states did. Pretty smart states. So I do have to ask, yes, where is that businessman of a president of ours? Regulate it, tax it, enjoy it, and legalize it. It's cash crop. Why not? I agree with this wholeheartedly. So, Mr. President, I officially ask you, as a citizen of the United States that voted for you as president, how much money are you going to allow the country of the United States of America to lose from not federally mandating, taxing, and enjoying the benefits of medical cannabis? I'm not asking about recreational. The only reason why I'm not asking about recreational, ladies and gentlemen, is because of one reason. Cannabis is a preventative as well. So medically, using cannabis as a preventative or a vitamin is a medicinal quality of cannabis. That is the right of every citizen of this country. That's why vitamins are not prescriptions. Right, just think about how much money all 50 states would make. Wow, I absolutely agree. So, this is our right. Mr. President, I'm asking you, as my president, as I am very proud to say my president, where's the businessman in you in this one? Medical cannabis is a good thing. Medical cannabis hasn't hurt anybody. There has not been one overdose. Why can't we use cannabis to get out of this deficit? Why can't we use cannabis to heal our bodies? Why can't we use cannabis to heal this country and to get it out of debt and to make the people of this country healthier, wealthier, and wise? That's my question. So I have officially asked it. I will be happy to put it up on the blog as an official question. Thank you, Mr. President Trump, for running for president. It was a huge sacrifice of you and your family. It is for any president, honestly. They put themselves in such scrutiny that it's hard. They start to question themselves, and honestly, I don't want to say that anybody is going to ever go into the presidency with bad ill towards the people of the United States. I don't want to be that person to say it. But I think it's time that we take our product back. The United States of America has a patent on it. Let's federally legalize a program for medicinal cannabis that is regulated and taxed for this country. You know, in different states like Alaska, they are able to actually send money back to their civilians on a yearly basis. What if cannabis, being a medicinal product, is able to give back to the people this way? What if it's able to help with dental programs for those of us that have been severely damaged by pharmaceutical companies? What if we can put this money towards a program to help foster kids that need help, or children that have been abused and need counseling? What if we take this money and we put it towards something to help build and strengthen our communities and our schools for protection? Look at what happened last week. I mean, a school shot up in Florida and people died. Why can't we federally take a mandated medicinal cannabis program and put it into protecting our schools, to protecting our children in schools? Not only are we regulating and helping millions of patients, but now we're protecting children so they can learn in safe environments. it's worth a shot, don't you? It can't hurt. At least I don't believe it can. We are the children's voice. Yes, we are. You know, we're the children's voice. We're the sick's voice. We're the meek's voice. We're the old's voice. We're the weak's voice. And sometimes we have to be the strong's voice, because sometimes the strong don't have a voice because they are carrying so many. So let's take a federally regulated program for medicinal cannabis and let's put it to use in these situations. Truths about cannabis education is key. Respect to you for sharing, teaching people what they need to be doing. It is, guys. You know something? We need to protect ourselves. We need to protect our children. It's time. Come on. We're not going to hurt this by protecting this. So that's what I propose. Let's do this. Let's stop this violence from continuing. Let's stop all of this. Let's help these children. Let's help the ill. Let's help the weak. And you know something? Let's smoke a bowl and have a good time, because that's usually what's gonna happen. Okay, so I am going to go off. I will be back in probably about a half an hour or so, because I am going to do another batch of infused caramel. And this time we have molds to put them in. So we're going to make little squares and little bunny butts, because they're just so cute. So I will see you guys back in about 20 minutes. Love ya!